Welcome. I am Navleen Kaur Nahar from St. Joseph Senior Secondary School, Sector 44D, Chandigarh. I teach social science for class 9th and 10th. Today, I am going to teach social science geography chapter 3 of class 9th, that is drainage. This is the first part. Now, first of all, we will understand a few terms. First term is drainage. The term drainage describes the river system of an area. So when we see that there are small streams on a map which flow from different directions, they come together to form the main river, which ultimately drains into a large water body such as a lake or a sea or an ocean. Now, the second term that we are going to understand is the drainage basin. The whole area which is drained by a single river system is called drainage basin. Now, what is a river system? That is another term. A river, along with its tributaries, is called a river system. For example, Ganga is one major river, and along with its tributaries like Yamuna, Ghagra, Gandak, Kosi, etc., the whole area which is drained by river Ganga and its tributaries will be known as the river system of river Ganga. Another term that we have to understand is water divide. Now, what is a water divide? When we look at a map, we will see that any elevated area, such as a mountain or an upland, which divides two drainage basins, is known as a water divide. From this water divide, two major river systems, they will flow in different directions. They will never meet. For example, the Ambala, that is an example of water divide in North India. It separates Indus river system from Ganga river system. In peninsular India, the major water divide is created by the Western Ghats. So these are the basic terms that we have to understand in this chapter. Now we'll see the drainage systems in India. The drainage systems of India, they are mainly controlled by the broad relief features of the subcontinent. Accordingly, the Indian rivers, they are divided into two major groups, the Himalayan river and the Peninsular river. So what are these two major physiographic divisions from which these two river systems or the two river groups are originating? First is Himalayas and the other is the Peninsular Plateau. The Himalayan and the Peninsular rivers, they are different from each other in many ways. Most of the Himalayan rivers, they are perennial. Perennial means permanent. They have water in them throughout the year. They never get dry, whereas the peninsular rivers, they are seasonal. They depend only on the rainfall. That is why they dry up during the dry season. The Himalayan rivers, they cut through the mountains, they make deep gorges, V-shaped valleys, canyons, etc. And the Himalayan rivers, they have long courses from their source to the sea, and they perform intensive erosional activity. They are young rivers and they carry huge load of silt and sand. In the middle and the lower courses, the Himalayan rivers, they form meanders. Meanders are the curves of the rivers. They also form the oxbow lakes. Oxbow lakes are those lakes, a part of the river, especially a meander or the curve of the river, is cut off from the main river either by the changing of the course of the river or by the huge deposition of sediments in the bed of the river. So, oxbow lakes, and they all are formed in the floodplains in the middle and the lower courses of the river. The Himalayan rivers, they have well developed deltas. Now we'll come to the peninsular rivers. In contrast to the Himalayan rivers, the peninsular rivers, they are seasonal. They do not have water in them throughout the year because they do not come out from snow covered mountains. they depend solely upon the rainfall. They are old rivers. They do not perform intensive erosional activity, and their valleys are also not as deep as that of the Himalayan rivers. The peninsular rivers have shorter and shallower courses as compared to their Himalayan counterparts. Some of them originate in the central highlands and they flow towards the west, whereas most of the peninsular rivers, they originate from the western ghats and they flow towards the east and flow into the Bay of Bengal. So I hope you have understood a few terms like the drainage basin, the river system, the water divide, etc. and the difference between the Himalayan rivers and the peninsular rivers. So I will end this module over here. Next time I will explain to you the Himalayan rivers and the peninsular rivers. Thank you. Rivers. Thank you. Rivers. Thank you. Rivers. Thank you.